I just want to come this morning and share, just give you a little inside view, like really, really touching down on the basis of how I became where I'm at, the hurdles, just an overall picture of how so many of you played a role, in my journey, my life. And with that being said, first and foremost, I wouldn't have got where I'm at first to the Most High and to the outer world. Let's just say the Matrix. We're gonna use that as an example, the Matrix. No, we all played a part. Some still, you know, some people still on their journey, but we're gonna focus the attention on. We're gonna use the Matrix as an example. It never been a point of life where I haven't made decisions off reality. Meaning, when I say reality, meaning what's around me, what's moving, what's coming, what's going. And with that being said, that so many people, so many people would never thought that they played a role in my upbringing, in the stages, or if you want to use timelines of life that I done been through. It done been so many resets. Even at times when I thought I was doing the best, I done reset. I done reset. But to focus on, what I'm saying is just knowing that you're gonna have people within the matrix that's gonna shift, or matter of fact, help you improvise on your decisions that you make. And we just talking about the matrix. We can go from any bracket, any level. It could be from hustling to work ethics, the type of career that you want to, everybody plays a part, unless you become lost in the matrix and you're misled, or you become more of a follower and not an independent thinker. So, with that being said, oh yeah, and I always want to say again, thank you to everybody that has played a part in my upbringing, because you wouldn't even understand that you played a part of the decisions that I make as I walk this grid. Yeah, give you a perfect example. For every time that life resetted itself, meaning for every time I fell, I was able to gravitate to other people that was doing good. Like, when you can gravitate from within, meaning a good heart of seeing other people doing good, meaning you have no self remorse, you have no hatred. You know what I'm saying? You have no hate for that person's success, or no hate for the progress that they're making, how they're elevating on different levels. When you can grasp that, it puts you in a different bracket of wanting to attain more. And you talking. This is me talking to you from. We're gonna go. I'm gonna use myself as an example. This is me talking to the old me talking to you. All right, I cleaned it. But this is me talking to you. I'm gonna use the old me, meaning I'm gonna put myself in a different bracket. When I was in the streets, full pledge. Okay, like I was able to be in the streets and still evaluate career people. I was still able to evaluate working people. I was still able to evaluate myself amongst the hustling people, the entrepreneur people. It was just all about being able to grasp on people that was doing good. Not to mention now, I even learned from failures. I have felt, you know, I have been lessons to other people when I was at my best and fell off. They probably made a decision and say, oh no, I'm not going to do what Frank just did, which is something good because we all are a product of the environment in many ways. It could be good, it could be lessons in many shapes and forms. So, with that being said, I still want to say thank you to so many people that played a role. Because one thing about it, I'm not going to judge nobody. That's from my homeboys, homegirls, people that I don't even talk to no more. This, that. I never felt guilt of doing the things that I did. I never hid it. No, I was always bold with it. Like, hey, you don't like it, you're going to deal with me, which we know from heart. A lot of them judge me from heart, you know, and that's what made them accept me for who I was. Because genuinely, I always been a good person. So they probably didn't like certain things. It could have been me smoking. It could have been anything, any shape or form of certain things. But they were always able to push that to the side and say, you know what? All his intentions are pure. So I accept that. So let me tell you, to others that may look at it and feel like, damn, I don't fuck with bruh, I don't see bruh, bruh done pulled away. No, I'm working on me. It's gonna come a point of time in life that you're gonna have to make a self decision. You're gonna become so tired of certain things that you're back. It ain't that you're back against the wall. It's just you're gonna have to make a decision of, is this where I want to be, or is this where I'm going? It becomes a decision. You know what I'm saying? It becomes mastery. You know what I'm saying? Mastering self. So with that being said, I'm able to say, you know what? It's been a long journey, but it's been a great one. I won't take nothing back. Nah, cause that's what got me to the point where I'm at. That's what it was, a training ground. Everything, and you know what's crazy that they say, and it's true because I've been having so many vivid thoughts and things. Sometimes things come back around for you. What I mean by that is you don't just have one awakening. You have several. And by me saying that is the only way you have one, you know how? If you answer the call. I didn't answer the call. I can remember this. Now that I'm where I'm at, even as I was walking through the matrix, I can pull back years further back and call out the times when I had my calling then and I didn't answer. You know, they played a role in my life too. Cause if I would have made a different decision, there's no telling where I would have been. But that shaped me to continue on my training ground of learning. Cause they say your first 40 years you're in the wilderness. So it's however you want to take that. But at the end of the day, I didn't do it all by myself. No, I made self decisions for myself, but I had to use myself as a mirror. I had to use others as a mirror, and a lot of people inspired me. Like I'm never a jealous person. Like when it comes to cars, clothes, and all, nah, you know, I'm looking at a different islands of things. I'm looking more of the long run, not the shortcut, not what I can get right in and there. Something that can be built on a strong foundation, meaning it's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? I can self control it. I can see the vision. You know, and build on it, and so forth. But not judgmental. So to those that I don't see or I haven't ran into, like I'm no better than nobody, man. Nah, it's a self decision. That's all it is. That's all it is. It ain't nothing personal. And it don't matter, what you're doing. I wish the best for you. But remember, we all gonna use each other as a, I said, how can I say it? You can say example. We're gonna use each other as examples. Why? It's just a great concept. If he's looking good, doing good, and I don't see myself where I'm at, I'm gonna look at him and say to myself, okay, bro, doing something good, or she's doing something good, or she's amongst a great circle, or what am I doing that I can't get to that point right there in life, you know? And this without gatekeeping nothing, they say don't give you don't feed the swines your pearls and all that. I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a waste of energy. But if you got the knowledge, you ain't doing nothing. You sticking it in your pocket. You're not serving a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it's meant to be given. So it's the same thing. If you find interest in others that are pursuing and advancing in life with what they're doing, or they're manifesting great energy and gaining the things that they visualize, and it got to be attainable. Now, don't get me wrong, it got to be very attainable. You know what I'm saying? Don't we ain't talking far fetched. We talking about attainable things. As you progress, yeah, you can reach out here and grab for the things that seems out of reach. Cause why? Cause it is. Cause you can manifest it with the energy. But at the same time, going back to seeing others grow made me always want to grow. No matter how much potential I know I had, no matter how far I done made it in life with the good. I done been here. I done been here. I done been here. You know where I never been? I never quit it. But I done seen every aspect of life, what it can throw at me, what it can do. Yeah, I don't too much. I don't run with packs, because at the end of the day, I don't like being told what to do. So that's why I never joined, a gang. But I got homeboys and all that. That hey, they gang bang, they gang bang. Hey, that's self decision. But I always wanted to be an outside thinker, make my own choice. But with making my own choice, I always owned up to my own responsibility of wrongdoing and accepted the good that came with every great choice that I made. It goes hand in hand. You know. So with that being said, a lot of y'all played a part. Yeah, a lot of y'all played a part, man. Even now with the journey that I'm still on, I say thank you to my homeboy Junior. I say thank you to. I even got a brother. I say thank you to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot. It's a lot that he gives me. That's from, even if it's material, from clothes to, it's a lot. There's a lot of people out there that I say thank you to, even if it was from a thought of just words, them inspiring me, them telling me not to give up, them telling me they want to see me win, or them telling me, hey, you know what I'm saying, so and so. Like I went and got a hair, I went and got a tape, you know, I went and got a tape this weekend past, and my barber was like, man, he said, keep it up. I looked at him and said, yeah. He said, man, I ain't even gonna tell nobody you came by. He said, boy, you looking good. But let me tell you, this what counts when it comes to this type of things, Homeboy, like, before I can leave, he say, boy, I love you, man. I say, boy, I love you too. And there's somebody I've been knowing since I've been like 13, 12. He's older than me now, but it's words matter when you know they come from within. I don't need nobody to kick the bobo with me and shoo and act like you fuck with me. Let me tell you, in life, listen, if I don't like you, you're not gonna see me around you. Nothing wrong. I'm not a people pleaser. I don't kiss ass. I don't care about, you know, a lot of the material things people try to. That would never break. You know what I'm saying? That's to neither nor or here. You feel me? So I'm a person. I'm gonna accept the real from within before all the facade type stuff. That's just me. Some people don't like it because they got to put on for the crowd or whatever. No, I like to break the crowd. Yeah. I like to come through and like, hey, I like to build up other people self-esteem and say, you ain't got to be like them, man. That's the thing in life. You don't have to be like others. See, that's the programming. They programmed a lot of people to think that joining the mass is the best. No, it's not. It's not. Because if the mass is losers, guess what you are? You're a loser. Self independency, self thinking, that get you very far. Yeah, because shit, it's true. Bet on yourself. There's a lot of things that I was supposed to do further ahead in life. No, it's meant for me to do it now. Now, I got another 50, 60 years to go. I'm going to do it now and enjoy it and don't care what nobody say. That's life. That's life. Sometimes it's best to be outside the box than in the box because you really don't see what's going on. Same thing as the Matrix. I don't walk it. Everything I'm talking about, I don't do. I don't been, like that song say, take me through that, take me. Man, listen, you got people that ain't outside. I'm outside. Like, yeah, from the dark to the light. I done been there, done that, whatever, this, that. That's why I don't speak on it. So at the end of the day, it was a training ground. It's things that you can go. You know how they say everybody got a resume? Sometimes the loudest one in the room is really just a person, sucking all the air. That's all it is. Because when you look for truth, you don't have to self-glorify yourself. Others will mention it, and others will defend you. That's why they say you don't never defend yourself on accusations and everything else, because the truth will always override it. You know what I'm saying? Just believe in you, always believe in you. Because why? Because you did the work. So when you do the work, certain people are not going to accept you and believe the things you believe, but so what? They're not there. You're not there to have them approve you or to validate what you know, what's going on. You should not give a fuck. Forget my language. You shouldn't give a damn what they think, because what you need to accept is that the mass of people is living a false reality. It ain't that it's false. It's just that they haven't come to a realization within their own journey what's going on. And it's okay, because the more and more you'll notice it's okay. Why? Surface level. You'll try to say, you'll throw something out there. Sometimes what you throw out there, it's not that it's a bait. It's just a little something for a person to grasp on. And when they don't grasp on it, that I look at that as, okay, I take that and I'll be like, well, it went over their head. Let me really see. But then I look for the follow-up, and they follow up and say, oh, you're crazy. That's when you should accept it. You always get them a follow-up. Get them, everybody deserves a chance to know, or a chance to be enlightened on something. Being enlightened, like when something comes to your mind, you know how they say the light bulb turns on, bing. Okay. So, remember what I said? You threw a little crumb or a little bait out there, you feel me? Like going fishing. You know how the fish is still a little bit of the bait, but some still be on there. Okay, there's still a little bit of the bait. I know why, because they're trying to analyze what you just said. They're trying to rationalize with their brains, like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? And in the process of doing that, I say, okay, yeah, it went over their head, Because in time, everybody don't learn at the same pace. You know what I'm saying? I don't, some people say school this, school. I don't, listen. I done heard from the ones who think outside the box, and they say, man, they didn't go to school. So, to each and or whatever, however you want to take it. But it'll fly over their head. When it fly over their head, that's when you give them a second chance. The second chance is to see the comeback, to see the response. When they give you these type of response, you take it for what it is. When they say you're crazy, when they say, man, you seeing things, or whatever it is, always look for the comeback. The comeback lets you know that you cannot make a person see what you see. That is not your job in life. That is not my job. No. My job is to continue my journey. My job is to continue to put great vibration out there, high vibration to others. And if they grasp onto it, they will. Because at the end of the day, they still walking their own journey. Everybody has their own assignment, you know, and everybody has their own intuition. Everybody has some sort of discernment. Even if you think you don't, you do. Because you know what discernment is? Discernment is knowing that if that fire is at a Fahrenheit of whatever Celsius and this, that, you know you're not going to put your hand in there. That's discernment. But now you want to gain discernment more on a higher frequency of the unseen. You know what unseen is? The things that you just haven't had the time to see. You know, it's there, but it's just unseen to the eye because there's no focus. Because we really stay so focused on the matrix part of it. But back to it again, like I was saying, it'll fly over their head. So that brings you back to the state of mind of staying focused on you. You know what I'm saying? Staying focused on you. Because if you was to just tell a person things, like the book say, like the Bible say, you know, I was able to trust you with the little things. Now I can trust you with the big things. You know, if you can understand that in parable ways, meaning like I can't awaken a person, no, because you're not doing them a great service of deed, because they still gonna be lost. Because when they have to face reality, they're gonna be like, dang, I ain't know this guy. No, that's why you give a person great encouragement, which I found from others. It comes back to the topic of me saying thank you to everybody that helped me process myself with decisions, with good decisions, bad decisions, to get to where I'm at right now in life. And with that being said, I want to get back to the focus of you have to do the work. There's no shortcut to this. You have to do the work. Yeah, well, ain't all that grandfather at the end of the no. We're gonna give the thanks, and we're gonna salute those that did the work. You know, in this new world that's coming, there's no such thing as praising the shortcut, the evil. No, the book say you don't pay the good back with evil, and you don't pay the evil with good. You know, so all that gatekeeping and this, that, and the third, da, 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 no. If you ain't do the work, you ain't do the work. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know. But coming back to it again, I thank my dog because you know why? He gave me opportunity to. It was a door that the father opened. You know, for every door he opened, a man can't shut. So I was able to work, gain a little financial, even when things looked it downhill while going through my journey. You know, while going through the tribulations and everything else that come with your journey. And I was thankful for that. Yeah, I was thankful for that because it gave me a chance to build on something else. You know, and I'm thankful for all the support for people that, you know, not even in public, you know, saying thank you, just saying they proud through other people. Just don't know you play a part. You keep me uplifted. You keep me going. You keep me focused on a lot of things. And hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, and it's the truth. Like, I don't want to sit here and tell you that it's me. It's just me. You know, it's all of us. Yeah. Even with the negativity, don't get me wrong. Negativity even plays a role in me continually fighting. You know why? Because the more they continue to say, no, I won't, I don't know why. I feed off that type of stuff. I do. I personally do. I take it personal. You know, that's why I don't run with the mass. I don't. Because I know it's always a way to think outside of it. You know, if you really sit back and you look at what's going on, you know, you could take from it. It don't matter. There could be a number of people. They could be doing something great. Yeah. They can. You know, there's great circles out there. And I still tip my hat off to them. There's great circles out there. But I'm saying, as in monkey see, monkey do. No, I'm not one of them. Every fall I took it for me. You know, so when it comes to others pointing out my flaws and this, that, or my wrongdoing, I never complained about it. Because one thing about it, when you make a clear conscious decision to go do what you're gonna go do, when you sat when you sat on it, you thought about it, you analyzed it. That was the clear conscious right there. Meaning like you analyzed it, you knew the outcome, and you went in with it. Meaning like I agreed to do that. You can't make me feel no. Every clear conscious decision you make with nobody else input, no one should feel mad. You know who should feel mad? I myself. So a person trying to belittle or poke at you and oh he did I don't this so oh he did this drug he did so now are you catching my drift? Meaning like this is what counts for me. I know where my heart at. Anything I chose to do in life, I chose it. Nobody made me do it. It was a self decision, but I don't take away from it. Why? It got me to where I'm at. Even the bad decisions that you make, you know what it does for you? A bad decision, it makes you go back to the drawing board. Think about it. A bad decision makes you go back to the drawing board to do what? To reanalyze how I can go back at this and not make that same decision. So bad decisions shapes you and forms you to move forward. And guess what? You can go back and make the same bad decision again. And guess what it does again? It brings you back to the drawing board to analyze and to say to yourself, damn, I did it again. But it's gonna come a point where you're gonna push the brakes and you're gonna say, you know what? I ain't doing it this way no more. And sometimes you got to learn how to laugh. You got to learn how to laugh alone. You got to learn what it is to be happy alone. You got to learn how to self counsel yourself alone. It's a lot of things you got to learn alone. You got to accept you. Once you come to terms with you, you accept yourself. You don't look for applause or validations from others. You know the good higher power say it only take two or more witnesses. I say two. You know why? Me and him. When you can come to terms with that, man, you skip a lot of other things. Yeah, you do, because you accept everything that comes with it. That's how you skip it. You make no excuses. You don't put your problems on other people. You don't blame other people for your faults. No. Never will, never have. But back to the overall saying, man, you all played a spectacular part of my life. To everybody out there that supports and sends good gratitude, wish me the best and everything else, I'm thankful because you play a part. Words play a part. So I grasp onto your words and I continue to instill it into my everyday life. That's what it does for me. To those that have done for me, thank you. You know, for those that have given me opportunity, thank you. You know, that's all it is, man. But that's what I wanted to do this morning, touch bases with y'all and tell everybody thank you. Thank you very much. Remember, no matter what shape or form of life or the matrix you walk, it is going to shape and form you with the decisions that you make. Shalom.